Good morning, Bucknutters. It's Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. I'm Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and Change. Joined on Tuesdays, as always, by Dwayne Long. Dwayne, I will tell you that yesterday was the finest day in the gem city of the entire calendar. How is it in the capital city?
Oh, it's gorgeous up here. Absolutely gorgeous. We're getting the temperatures going down a little bit. It was staying up there in the mid to high 80s for a stretch. Got a little steamy, but things are looking up now, and it's a gorgeous morning so far.
Mr. Bucknuts used to say that if it was this nice in Dayton every day, we'd have 2 million people living here. This just in, we don't have 2 million people living here. However, we will not let that digress from the point of your Buckeyes, our Buckeyes, off to such a strong start this season with Oklahoma looming. Dwayne in here on Tuesday, so we have a chance to look back at what we saw and look ahead at what we need to get done. First, we'll start with a mini game review. Dwayne, your feelings on the Tulsa game, what jumped out at you positive, what jumped out at you negative?
Well, the positives were they recovered from a slow start, got the game in hand, and the defense really stepped up. You look back, Tulsa rushed for 305 yards in week one, and we held them to 61 yards. So that was a big positive. The negatives is, the slow start. Just could not get it together. Tulsa had 29 plays and had the ball for 9 minutes in the first quarter. That's unacceptable. You can't do that. That's a pretty good football team, though. But you can't do that against better football teams to get off to a slow start like that. And we're still having problem with penalties. Taking too many penalties. That could affect us in a big game and a tight game in a very bad way. Got to stop doing that.
Barrett has been, I thought he was great in the first game. I didn't think he was maybe as great as everyone said. I had the vantage point from the first game of being sitting about on the 40-yard line, so I could see almost every read. And he did miss a few. Then last week he was erratic at best. Are you concerned about Barrett?
I'm not going to say I'm concerned. He did not have a great game. It was not what with first game he accounts for 7 touchdowns and comes back in this one, and it was okay. Any other quarterback, you would say it was an okay game, but he's not any other quarterback. So he's got to be tighter this week. He's got to get his reads. He was slow to get rid of the ball. That was one thing that I wanted to mention that was bothering me, was how he was holding the ball for too long. That's the one thing I'd like for him to improve on. I don't think we had shown a lot of the playbook yet either. I think that Bowling Green didn't have an opportunity to see anything of us, so we kind of got up on them real quick. Tulsa at least had one game film to look at, and they took advantage of it. They tried to take away things that we really wanted to do, and that to me is good, sound defensive football. Make a team beat you doing stuff it does not want to do. Don't let a team beat you with the things they're really good at. And we changed things up a bit, and it got better.
Yeah, I am of the mind that they had a conservative game plan, and we're holding some stuff back. Just you can't really hide stuff from Oklahoma. The idea that we'll have to put it on tape. Well, it's been on tape before. It's not like they're just looking at the previous week, but I do think they were a little bit more conservative this week. I had said that earlier, I had that shot down by someone, but I still believe that they just didn't take as many shots. The only concern I have is that Barrett was holding on the ball for so long, possibly waiting for guys to get open. Maybe they just weren't as open as he thought, but that's going to play itself out. Let's shift, obviously, now to, good Lord, the biggest non-conference road game since the end of Todd Boeckman's career out in Watts at USC, many years ago, which the team's probably more remembered for the official Terrell Pryor taking the mantle there. But That game did not go well. Hopefully a better performance in front of the nation this week against Oklahoma. Oklahoma comes in 1-1 after the Fighting Tom Herman got it done in week 1 against them. They're led by a well-known quarterback in Baker Mayfield. They have two high-profile running backs in Semajay Perine and Joe Mixon. They're a little bit suspect at corner. From looking at the Oklahoma boards, that seems to be their biggest concern. As we head into this game, what's your vibe? What's your biggest concern about Oklahoma? And who in Ohio State do you think really will shine against the Sooners on the big stage?
My biggest concern is that, it's a young team playing its first away game in a very crucial game. Oklahoma losing to Houston really, really hurts them. They needed to win the Ohio State game. Now Oklahoma must win this game. They're out if they go 1-2. They'll never have any chance of getting back into the playoffs at 1-2 to start the year. They'll fall too far. I don't know if we'll ever see a two-loss team in the playoffs as long as it's got a 4-team format. So we're going in playing a desperate team on their home field with a young team. So that's my biggest concern. The one thing that you have to look at with what happened Saturday, this team saw a little bit of adversity and they rallied. So that can be a good thing. They saw that they were going to have to come and play their best every week. That's another good thing. I think coming in, maybe they didn't. That's one thing I was worried about is going into the Tulsa game was young team hasn't faced any adversity. Well, now they have. I think so. That's another plus that comes out of the game. As far as who needs to perform, I think the defense has to step up again. I mean, take it to another level. Got to get pressure. We got to shut down. This is going to probably be the best running backs we see all year. We got to step the run. Got to make sure that happens. We have to take their initial shot because they're going to come out. They're going to come out wired. The stands are going to be full of Oklahoma fans that are going to be screaming their lungs out. The crowd has to be ready for that, the team has to be ready for the crowd. Those are the things I'm most concerned about. Barrett he's cool as a cucumber, no worries there, and maybe we get up early. Like you said, they're a little short at cornerback. Throw it down the field a couple of times, see if we can make something happen. Get up early. That would be great. That would really hurt Oklahoma. So those are the things, and we're going to have to run the ball consistently well. That nothing takes the crowd out quicker than just watching their team get pushed around the football field.
Yeah, I got something I'm working on that I'm going to have out tomorrow morning on kind of what I've learned to this point in the season. One of the things that's important, and I think will be even more important against Oklahoma, is let's not forget who the main playmaker on the team is, and that's Curtis Samuel. Against Tulsa, he touched the ball one time in the first quarter, and you could see they were discombobulated. I'm one who believes you build your offense trying to get the ball to your best player, work down from there. They need to remember that he's the man here, and everything will fold in after him. I'm not sure everyone feels that way. It's just the way I feel about it right now. He's kind of a unique weapon. It's got to be utilized correctly. I think having such a versatile threat across the field from Oklahoma is harder to prepare for than Mixon or Perine because they got to worry about Curtis out of the backfield, et cetera. All right. We've reached near the end here, and we're going to do what we do every week. Dwayne's eye test top 5. That means from the mind of Duane Long through his eyes, who are the top 5 teams in the country right now, starting with number 1?
Number 1 is still Alabama, defending national champions and undefeated. It's Alabama. It's number 1 right now. I'm staying with Ohio State, number 2. Florida State, I'm going with number 3. A very shaky Clemson is number 4. And Houston. Houston's my number 5. Same top 5. Clemson is really shaky. Another week where they won, and that's all you can say. they're just looking a little vulnerable right now. But that's top 5, and I'm staying with it, and until one of them loses.
Yeah, I would say Clemson is dealing with what it's like to be in Alabama or in Ohio State on a smaller scale now, is that you are the hunted every week. Everyone around you tells you you're great. That's why it's hard to be consistent blue blood like Ohio State and Alabama. But it's what they do. It's why we're here. We'll be back tomorrow with more. We thank Dwayne for stopping by. Have a great one, Bucknutters.